Hello, guys. Welcome back to Purple and Gold Talk. My name is Victor. I got my brother Wyatt here, and we are very excited to come back into this with some good news. The Lakers win. We beat Phoenix in our very first in-season tournament game, a road game, our last road game of this 4-game road game stretch. We lost them all, but finally was able to secure our first road win and the most important road win due to the fact that it was the tournament game. It was a tough win, not a pretty win like most of our wins have been this season, but nonetheless a win, and that is very exciting. We start the in-season tournament off 1-0, so that is great, and we beat a good team once again. So things are looking good when it comes to the in-season tournament. Now, before we get started and dive a little deeper into this game, we want to let everybody know if you could please subscribe. That really does help the channel out as we are trying to grow. And if you like videos like this, and specifically this video, hitting that thumbs up down there really does help us out as well. And please don't forget to engage with us and comment because we want to talk all things Lakers with you guys. Now, with that aside, let's dive deep into this game. Wyatt, the Lakers win, man. The Lakers win. We get a win
We
over.
got the dub. We're turning it around, man.
Yes.
We got some players back. I'm excited about this dub.
Yes.
It feels nice to get a W, and it feels nice to get a W against Phoenix and against KD.
Yeah.
Yeah,
With a
yeah,
Bradley
that's
Beal
all.
this time.
Yeah,
So they're a
that's
little
always
stronger.
nice. Couple of things to note getting into the game is Austin Reeves.
Mm-hmm.
Coming off the bench.
Yes.
Um, his
Cam
first
Reddish
game
replacing
coming
his
off the
starting spot.
bench this season, Cam Reddish is in for him. Um, and he has a great game, and I think he played the
They
second
both do.
most minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Second most minutes out of anybody.
Third most. Yep.
I thought it was an interesting shakeup. Do you agree with the shakeup, and do you see them doing this in the future?
Well, at first, like when I first got the notification that that was going to be our starting lineup, it was definitely a kind of a why is this happening type of ordeal just at first glance, right? However, I understand now. We kind of want to limit the amount of time that D'Lo and uh AR are both on the court since they are both our ball handlers, really. Especially with Gabe right now being out, who's like our next best shooting guard, you could argue. Um, what meaning like when you take away AR and D'Lo. But the way the game played out, I mean, again, let's not forget, I'm not a Cam Reddish fan, so again, at first glance, it was a very annoying thing to find out I don't like him in the starting role. However, seeing the game and how it played out, I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad about it. Do I see this continuing? I don't know, man. I don't know. It's tough to say. I
That's the
mean,
question. That's the big
who's to
question.
say? Like, who's to say once Vanderbilt comes back, he could be a better replacement for Cam Reddish in some ways due to his defense, but Cam is more probable to give us better. I mean, definitely will give us better offense if he has a game like tonight, for example.
Yeah,
Um,
he shot
so I
well
don't know.
tonight. He shot well
This is definitely
tonight,
his best
but
game of the season for sure for
oh yeah,
Cam.
best game of the season. I love Cam. I love that he had this game and he finally had a good game because he hadn't had a good game yet.
Yeah,
He's
he's had good defensive games,
good
but the
defensive
offense
games,
has
but
been struggling a little bit.
yeah, he hasn't been able to hit, and he goes 5 for 8 in this game. But the
Yeah,
big
and
question
he has some big
is,
buckets.
do we see them going with this lineup going forward? I think maybe they try it for the next game because it worked, but I think it might depend on, I guess, Cam Reddish's shooting going forward. I don't think they should go with it, to be honest. I think Austin Reeves should still be in the starting lineup,
I agree,
but
but I definitely think Cam has earned
they had,
himself more minutes.
oh, definitely, but
Yeah,
they do have to do something with the lineup. That's what they say. Everybody on, I guess, ESPN or on just the news networks are saying Austin Reeves and D'Lo are not good on the court together.
It
And I
makes it
just
harder defensively. I will say that.
well, I just think people are hitting the panic button too early. Like we have not
I
been
definitely agree.
healthy this season. We've already been without AD for pretty much 2 games. We've just clearly just like not been healthy, been playing with no big men.
Yeah.
And our
Yeah, the
defense,
fact that Hayes was out also didn't help the fact that AD was out at the same time. So we were down to just one big guy who was not really pulling his weight for those 2 games where we were missing big guys, to be honest.
yeah. So I think people are hitting the panic button too early. I see people that are talking about, hey, we should trade for Zach Levine.
I
That's what
have been hearing this.
that's what they're having a conversation about on
Yeah, people are saying
ESPN.
Zach
Yeah.
Levine. People are saying in general the Lakers need a third star. I want to hear your take. I want to hear your take. Do the Lakers need a third quote unquote star?
Um, right now, I would say no, they don't need a third star. 10, 15 games from now, I could give
Hmm.
you a lot better answer. We've been too injured throughout the season.
Yeah,
Like I was saying, and we just haven't got a clear picture on what this team can be.
yeah.
So I feel like people are hitting the panic button too early. 10, 15 games from now, if we're still losing games to the Rockets and losing games to the Magic,
Hmm.
then maybe we look into our options and maybe bringing somebody else in that could um, better fit the squad and help us win a championship.
Hmm. Yeah. No, I agree. My opinion is that we just don't need a third star at all. To be honest, I think if anything down the line, come trade deadline, and or maybe a little bit before that, we might need some more complementary pieces. But I just don't want to be in a situation where we're in that Russell Westbrook thing again, where we have this third star and it's really not clicking. So I'm trying to really avoid the third star idea as much as possible, unless it's just really obviously clear that we do, which right now I fully agree with you. We just haven't seen the full potential of this roster yet.
Hmm.
I think if we have 1 through 15 fully healthy and then it's not working, sure, then we can, really take a real hard look at what our options are. But right now, we haven't gotten that. We haven't gotten that once. We haven't played one game yet where our entire roster is healthy. So we're fine right now. We're not necessarily cruising, but we're also not sinking. Like, I mean, last season at this point in time was a completely different story. That was a full sink, a
Most
sinking
definitely.
ship, literally
We've been
drowning.
we've been up and down this season. We've
But
seen
understandably so.
yeah, because of the
Yeah,
injuries. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly. Yeah. It's just, you know how it is. We're the Lakers and people one game of the season, hit the panic button, So we
Hmm.
patience is the name of the game for sure. Patience is the
Yeah.
name of the game. The season, the championship is not won overnight, not won in the first 10 games. So we just got to stay the course, stay the course. One thing I want to talk about this game, speaking of injuries, it got a little scary, at least for me personally. First quarter, my guy.
Oh, they got the
Uh,
massage gun out on them.
say what? Yeah. My guy looked like he had a little issue with his leg, calf, knee, somewhere around there on the left leg.
I think it was
LeBron
a
James.
cramp.
It was something. It
It
definitely.
looked
Yeah, I agree with you.
it
It
looked
looked like
like
a
a
cramp.
cramp. Like he
I
was
agree
just
with you.
standing
Yeah,
there with it straight, and then you could see he bent it, and he was just like,
yeah,
ah,
yeah. I agree. I
yeah.
agree. I definitely thought the same when I saw. I was like, man, I hope he's just cramping,
So
because
he
it looked
probably
like
gave
there
him
was
some
no
pickle
contact
juice.
really.
Gave him some
Um,
pickle juice. Hit it with the massage gun. And you see, he was good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He
Yeah.
definitely, he definitely, he had 5 points up to that point of the game. It was in the first quarter. He probably missed a total of like 8 minutes of being sat down due to the injury.
Uh huh.
But then as soon as he came back, you could tell he was ready to go, and clearly he was, because he ends the game with 32 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists, a double double, and leading our team in points, and had a
Man,
great game. Honestly,
man, amazing game.
yeah, he was very
Yeah.
efficient. He shot 64% from the field and 75%
Yeah, he was three
made
for
3 out
four
of
from
4.
3-point range.
Yes, so he had a great game. I think he was huge, and speaking of that, vice versa, AD, or not, sorry, not AD, LeBron had to have a good game because our other guy, the other head of the snake, Anthony Davis did not have the best of games. He ended up making up for it, but I believe Anthony Davis was still on the plane for the first half.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he ends the
Um,
game 18-11
yeah,
double-double,
18
which is
points,
fine.
11 rebounds. He didn't have the best game, but
First
the
game back from injury, so
the
you
oth-
know.
the other guys were filling in.
Yeah.
He might have still been feeling a little bit from the groin.
Yeah. It's
Um,
good to see him play 36 minutes after coming back from that injury though. So,
yeah,
it looks like he's back back.
it is a little concerning because I did want to note something about Phoenix. I do think they're going to have some defensive troubles.
Oh,
Um,
100%.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
100%.
Yeah, they're gonna definitely have some defensive troubles. Yusuf Nurkic, and Eubanks,
Yeah.
And Watanabe are just not gonna be able to hack it on
I
the
t- I t-
defensive end, and they
I've
just
been
like
saying this.
yeah, they just couldn't guard anybody. Similar to us, these last couple games when we haven't
Yeah.
had our full roster,
Mhm.
um, they just haven't been able to guard anybody. Um, so that's a big concern for Phoenix. Because Devin Booker is not an amazing defensive player either. He's
Yeah.
definitely an
I mean,
athlete, but
neither
not
is
no.
KD, to be
Yeah,
fair.
KD's long though, so I feel like he can be okay on the defensive end. He can at least guard a shooter and be long on him. He's at
Yeah.
least serviceable
But I guess my point is
on the
he's not
defensive end.
known for being a lockdown defender, I guess
Yeah,
is my
yeah.
point, you know. So,
Um, but
I definitely
uh,
think it's definitely a point of emphasis they're going to have to deal with all season, their defensive woes. And I think this is their, if I remember correctly what they said, third or fourth game this season where they've lost after being up most of the game and they
mhm.
like kind of fumbled the bag at the end. So they're clearly, it's a recurring issue for them, and we take advantage of them once again because the same thing happened first time around when we played over in LA. We were definitely down by a lot more than we were down in this game, and we came back on them and we did it once again. So yeah, they definitely have some stuff to figure out on their end, but Austin Reeves came up clutch in the end. He
that
started again a
three
little shaky.
that three he had was pretty clutch.
Yeah, he started again. First half was again a little shaky, but he kind of had a game similar to the Clippers game, where in the second half he turned on the Jets, and he became more efficient and really hit. I think the point of emphasis with AR is he's in timely buckets. Like
Mhm.
the times that he's actually draining them is like crucial moments. And that's good to see. That's good to see. Cam Reddish out of nowhere, really, in my opinion, because again, not a fan, just started lighting it up. He hit like 2 threes
Yeah,
back to back.
he was 5 for 8 from three, so shot a really good percentage. Hopefully, it gives him some confidence
Yeah.
going forward.
Mhm.
We can count on him as a player.
Yeah. But his defensive side has really been really impressive. He's actually been really locked down. He has 3 steals. I think every game he's played in, he's at least like 2 steals or something. So that's really good.
Mhm.
And he's playing. Him and Prince did a great job on the defensive task of Kevin Durant, which is obviously a nightmare of a task for any player in the league. And I think they did a great job. And we see that in the third quarter, I believe it was. It might have also been the fourth quarter. They were both not in the game, and Christian Wood was actually on KD.
Mhm.
KD sinks 2 threes back to back, comes back down, drives into the paint, and pulls up, and Wood fouls him and one.
Yeah.
Basically goes in a 9-point stretch, and I like the Darvin Ham pivot right there where he takes Wood out, puts Reddish and Prince back in to go on to that defensive task KD, and we see him come back down into struggle mode, and that really helped us win the game
Yeah,
along
Cam
with
Reddish even had a couple steals.
yeah,
Yeah,
he
he
had
had
3.
3 steals this game. He ripped KD a couple times.
Yeah,
Uh,
along with our rebounding, because again, we have been struggling on the boards, specifically the offensive boards,
mhm.
especially, and that was a recurring theme in this game in the first half.
Mhm.
But we did a much better job in the second half, and ultimately, I believe that plus us making our threes is what led us towards making that comeback. And so I'm proud of us for that. Really limiting them to one possession, grabbing the boards, cleaning up glass, I think was like huge for us in the second half. And yeah, sinking those threes, man, because we weren't very efficient from the 3 in the first half. We were not, but I think those 2 things really helped us win this game. So I'm very happy about that.
Okay, okay. I agree.
Do you have any more thoughts on this game?
Not really any more thoughts on this game. I'm happy with the win. Going forward, I do think we can go on a little win streak here. We
Well, actually,
have.
speaking of last thing, I'm sorry to cut you off, but last thing I'll say about this
Mhm.
game. So, for everybody out there that might not be aware of how the tournament works, personally, I am very excited for the tournament and I want to win this game. And LeBron alluded to that as well. It looks like the team is very motivated to try to win this tournament. But this win was actually huge for us because the teams in our group are as follows: Lakers, Suns, Memphis, and Portland. We play Portland twice and Memphis once and Phoenix once, and we just got done with our Phoenix game, which ultimately, in my opinion, I believe is what is going to come down to us moving on. And the fact that we won that is great because on paper, at least, the next 3 games, meaning Portland twice and Memphis once, should be winnable games. So we
Mhm.
should go undefeated in our tournament lineup, and that should put us in great position to be the number 1 seed in our group and move on to the next phase of this tournament. So, because also Phoenix has kind of like the same outlook. They play us once and play those other teams, and those should be also easy wins for them. So it was
Mhm.
really going to come down to who won the game tonight. So I'm really, really happy that we got the win. We have only one more road game left in the tournament, which will be played in Phoenix, and then 2 home games left in the tournament, which will be another Portland game, or sorry, not Phoenix, in Portland, and then we have 2 more home games, which would be the other Portland game and the Memphis game, which the next tournament game will be this coming Tuesday, and we play Memphis. Now, I just wanted to get that out the way to kind of put us up to date on where the tournament is, but so far we're 1-0, and I believe we are at the top of our group, so that is good. And it
Yeah.
looks like if we just take care of business, we should be getting out of the group stage, which is awesome.
Yeah. We
We
gotta
should make our way to
take
Vegas.
care of these trash teams, and
Yes.
we'll be able to go into the tournament and go to Vegas and be able to compete in this thing.
Yes.
Um, Going into the next couple games, we have the Trailblazers, we got the Grizzlies, we got the Kings, we got the Trailblazers again. We
Mm-hmm.
have the Rockets, and then we have the Jazz.
Is Jazz
So
the week following, or is that still next week?
the Jazz is on the 21st. So one, two,
So that's
three,
the following
four,
week.
5, 6. We have an opportunity to possibly go on a 7-game win streak right here.
Yes.
I we haven't we've very rarely been on win streaks as Lakers fans in
Yeah.
these last couple years.
Yes.
Um,
I
th-
fully agree, and I'm
this would
fully aware
feel
of that.
great. This would be very great to
Mhm.
go ahead, knock off these teams, and then go into the Mavericks game with some hype. The Mavericks have been doing very well this season.
Yeah. That's gonna
Kind
be
of
our next real
jealous.
tough battle.
Kind of jealous of the Mavericks. Luca and Kyrie are my 2 favorite players in the league. So having them play on the same team with each other, um, I
Which,
just
by the
want
way, I think we should be able to win that game because we have a bigger presence down low, but it definitely offsets with their better guard play,
same
so
here.
it should be an
Grant
interesting game.
Grant Williams has been playing very well for them though, and he's
Now that was a
shooting crazy 3-point percentage right now.
yeah, that was just like Dylan Brooks. Like it's like where was his last season type percentage numbers right now. But I think that was a great pickup for them. I agree. So that should be a good matchup. Besides that Dallas matchup, which comes not this next coming Wednesday, but the following Wednesday, our next biggest matchup in the sense that it's a tough opponent comes this actual next Wednesday against the Kings. So
Hmm.
outside of that, on paper, the rest of the matchups, the next 7 matchups, I agree with you. We should be able to go on a win streak because they are, at least again, on paper, winnable games. But let's talk this very next game, right? So this game was on Friday. We have a game on Sunday against the Portland Trailblazers.
Bro,
We're back at home.
please don't lose to Scoot. This man gonna
Actually,
have
is he
like,
not injured?
huh?
Is he not injured? He didn't play both of their tournament games, from what I remember. He
Oh
might
man,
still be out. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure,
But
but
regardless, I agree.
we cannot lose to the Trailblazers, and they're out Robert Williams too. He just went down.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
he's out for the season with a knee
Okay.
injury.
Okay. Yeah. You know where I
Yeah,
stand
no excuses. We should
you
win
know
this
where I
game.
stand on Trailblazers is I ride with Jeremy Grant because that dude, he's hard. Like I definitely like
He's
him as a
on my
ball player.
fantasy basketball team, so we go
Yeah.
ride.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I guess the
But
Robert Williams injury was kind of good for my fantasy team. He's going to get a lot more minutes
that's
and
true.
rebounds and stuff. Yeah.
That's true. But outside of that, I don't care. This has to be a W. This has to be a win in the win column. This
Yeah.
should take us back to 500, 5-5. And then yeah, I mean, we should just really take care of business regardless of who's available. It looks like AD is back. So this is actually a great little stretch for AD coming back from this injury. He gets 36 minutes in tonight against a tough team. Doesn't have the worst game of all time, but not necessarily the best game either. But just kind of gets himself back up to game speed. And now this next full game is against the easier opponent. So I want to see a monstrous kind of AD performance, like 30 points or something, along those lines, double double.
Man, I'm
Uh,
cool. I'm cool with us just handling this team and maybe everybody just playing their role, doing their thing, and that's kind of like coasting against the Trailblazers.
and this is
Uh,
another, and this is
to be
another,
honest,
and this is another test to see if we can actually execute on the everybody execute and not have LeBron do as much side of
yeah,
the
I kind of
mission.
want to get AD and Bron's minutes down. To be
Yeah.
honest, like
Mm-hmm.
we should be handling the Trailblazers. There's no need that LeBron and AD should both be playing 36 minutes against the Trailblazers.
Yeah.
Their minutes
Lottery
should
pick team.
Yeah, their minutes should be down in the 30 minutes
Mm-hmm.
because we're up 15 points
Right.
against them.
Right.
But
And now with Rui back as well,
but we gonna play around like we did with the Rockets. And
the Rockets are a better team than the Trailblazers. And I think, to be fair, so is Orlando right now.
yeah,
Actually, because Trailblazers did get a little better due to a lot of shift with the D Lillard trade and stuff. But regardless, not enough to make us sweat in a real way where it has to come down to the wire. I want to see us also, if we could turn around our luck and not be down 10 at the end of the first quarter or first half, that would be great.
that would be great.
I mean, because that's another problem. We tend to it's literally been every game this season. We have
hmm
not done that. So this would be a great
Just come out
kind of
slow. We come
task.
out so slow.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It takes us a minute to really get in the groove of the game, and
hmm
we need to like turn that around sooner rather than later, obviously. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's what I thought that our play later in the game in the third and fourth quarter is so much different than our play in the first and second quarter. We're so just lax
yeah.
in the first and the second, and then we come out and we're like tonight. We're running the pick and roll with each other.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Austin Reeves and LeBron running the pick and roll with each other because they saw they had a mismatch. They run that 2 times. Next time down,
Mm-hmm.
AD and Brown are running the pick and roll with each other. They score
Mm-hmm.
off that. And so I really like what we were doing there. Why can't we do that in the first?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
like
to be
come on,
fair,
guys.
I will say this, to be fair, the first quarter of this game, although we were down at the end of it, was some of the best ball we've played in the first quarter so far this season. We
hmm
definitely kept it competitive for the majority of it. So I wasn't necessarily too mad, especially considering we're playing an actual competitive team and, the tournament was going on. So, it was high competition tonight. But I, being down like 15 at the end of the first and being like allowing them to score 30 plus 40 points in the first quarter, we got to tighten that up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, some positives came out of tonight, but I want to see us build on that as we move
Yeah.
forward, especially with this stretch. As we mentioned, it seems, at least again on paper, a little easier. So let's build on that. Let's build on the positives that came out of tonight, and let's keep growing as we get our players back healthy and everybody starts getting back in the groove of things for sure. So I couldn't
Look,
agree more. A quick side note: Sleeper, because he actually didn't play. He only played less than 30 minutes. He played 28 minutes, and he didn't really close out the game. But D'Lo had a decent game, 19 points.
oh yeah, D'Lo played well. Shot 50% was 0 for 3. Um, but he just didn't finish the game. I think he just decided to go with Reeves to finish the game, and
Which I'm not mad about.
you had to keep Cam Reddish out there too because of
Yeah,
what he was doing defensively.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So he was
No,
just
I
the
agree.
odd one out, and that's going to happen sometimes. Sometimes D'Lo is going to be out there. Sometimes Reeves is going to be out there.
Yeah.
Um, and let's watch the next 10 or 15 and see how this plays out. It's going to be
Yeah.
very very interesting on the
It's definitely,
lineups.
yeah, I was just about to say, it's definitely about to get real interesting playing these teams that are a little bit, you know, for lack of a better term, under our full potential, and see like what lineups he chooses to go with, especially if he keeps this Reddish and Reeves on the bench vibe going, and or whatever he decides to come from that.
Hmm.
But yeah, no, this next little stretch of games should be very telling and should be very interesting for us to really see where we kind of find our footing, as long as we, don't deal with any more injuries that could hurt us, obviously.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have
Man,
any more on the future of the
no,
next game, for example?
no. I think next game is going to be. We should handle the next 7. Yeah, we
Yeah.
yeah, we're streaking from here.
Yeah.
But I think that wraps up
I think
this video.
Sacramento could give us a fight though on Wednesday, but we should win that game.
Man, we should win against Sacramento too. I'm not
Yeah.
really worried about
I'm
Sacramento. They have a hot offense, but they can't play any defense.
mhm.
So if we
Mhm.
can just hold them down from scoring and just from shooting hot, we'll be good.
And it kind
I
of
saw
sucks.
they've had another couple of other hot quarters this year, keeping
Yeah,
some of their games.
it does kind of suck. We have to play them on the second night of a back to back, but again, no excuses. We should win that game.
It's Sacramento though, so it's not that far from home. It is in
No,
California.
no,
Very
they're both at home.
short trip. Oh,
No,
okay, so they're both at
they're
home.
both at, yeah. So
Oh,
Tuesday
okay.
end season tournament game at home, Wednesday at home.
I don't mind the back to backs at home. That's not too bad. Now
Yeah,
back to back road games,
yeah,
tough.
those are pretty annoying for
Tough,
sure.
man.
Yeah,
But at home we should be able to handle it.
I agree. So far, we're undefeated at home. I would love to continue that.
Hmm.
Yep.
But
Well.
I think that wraps this one up, brother.
Mhm.
Um, Everybody, make sure to subscribe, make sure to like, make sure to comment and engage with us. And make sure to follow us on our socials, Purple and Gold Talk. That's at Instagram, that's at Twitter, that's at TikTok. Uh, we're excited to be with y'all for the Trailblazers recap. And we're excited to just be with y'all for the future. I'm Wyatt. That's my dog Victor, and we're out. Go Lakers.